And I know earlier in this conversation, you said that voters want President Trump to focus more on issues that matter to them, like the economy. I'm curious if they think Venezuela is one of those issues. And just to remind everyone, 1 month ago, U.S. forces launched an operation in the capital of Venezuela that resulted in the capture of the country's sitting leader, Nicolas Maduro. President Trump, right after that, said the United States is going to run Venezuela until they can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And then we would also be heavily involved in the country's oil industry. How do voters feel about this? Are they happy that Maduro is now out of Venezuela? Are they happy that there's U.S. involvement in a foreign government for an undetermined amount of time? What does that look like?
Great questions. Yes, they're absolutely happy that Maduro is out. 72% of voters, so close to three-fourths, viewed him as a direct dictator who was illegitimate and did not represent the will of the Venezuelan people. And actually, close to 6 in 10 of voters, 59%, believed that it was in the national security interests of the United States to get rid of Maduro. And they, at the time when the action occurred, most voters, a majority, said that the Democrats should have shown more unity with Trump in pushing for this. Those numbers have now receded a little bit because Venezuela is not front and center, so it's more of a split. But really, the U.S. voters have a very pragmatic view on Venezuela. They believe that the U.S. should fix the Venezuelan oil industry. Half of them, or close to half, believe that the U.S. is entitled to proceeds from fixing Venezuela's oil industry. So they align with Trump on that. But two-fourths, 64%, actually believe that some kind of a democratic transition, clearly communicated with a clear timeline, should be a key priority of the administration. And this is something that President Trump hasn't offered yet. So voters want Venezuela to be democratic. Voters want Venezuela to be an ally country, not in the pocket of China or in the pocket of Russia, in the pocket of all of America's strategic competitors. And I think that whether or not Venezuela is seen as a success story or not will actually be on how this transition is handled. Right now, Venezuela is a qualified win for the administration, but time will tell. And really, that's what voters are saying through the data that we have on Venezuela.